Her, she introduces me. Oh, it's like this all the time. You hang up. No, you hang up. Mobile phones. The only people in 1991 that had a mobile phone was either a Wall Street banker or a Colombian drug lord. Okay? The rest of us all had to satisfy ourselves with a telecom Éireann house phone. And in 1991, that was the only means of communication in the Delaney household. But there was one particular phone call. It was on a Sunday afternoon, and I will never forget it. I was sitting on my couch in my mum's, and my father came in to say that there is a call for you, which was quite rare anyway. And little did I know that on the other end of that line was going to be one of my heroes. And a very incredibly inspiring Irish artist by the name of Jim Fitzpatrick, who created these beautifully illustrated books on Celtic mythology with all kinds of Celtic knotwork. And I was a raving fan. And he called me. Is that Ian Delaney? This is Jim Fitzpatrick. I received some of your work in the post. Or something along them lines. Am I correct in saying that you're still quite young? Yeah, I'm about 19 years of age. And he said, I receive quite a lot of work in the post, and I receive quite a lot of people's artwork, and I don't normally respond. But the level that you're painting at for your age, he said, is incredible. That was the sound of me hitting the floor in my man's hall. I couldn't believe it. Jim Fitzpatrick was saying that about my artwork. And he very kindly went on to tell me how to make a career and to get an agent. And he gave me some wonderful advice. And I was overwhelmed. But I was also a little bit petrified as well. Because only the year before, I'd already turned down a place in art college. The self-doubt that comes when you have, when you're trying to pursue a dream. And that didn't help when the lady in the college completely dismissed my portfolio of dragons and warriors that I was painting by saying you won't be able to paint that stuff in here. And that planted another seed of doubt in an already doubt-filled mind of a young teenager. And that secret dream of being an artist seemed so far away. And I continued to paint into my early 20s. Still absolutely loved it, but then I began to socialise. And nothing kills my creative streak more than alcohol. And unfortunately, that was something that started to take over my life, and the paintbrushes got put down, and I left that dream of being an artist in the distance. Now, it wasn't all bad, because I met my wife when I was out socialising. Hold on, I have it here. Her hair shined like golden honey and her eyes sparkled like the stars in the night sky. That's my brownie points in. So we then went on to have 4 beautiful kids as well. But we drifted. We didn't really know what we wanted in life. Like, we had the standard dreams that possibly, the standard things that most couples would have. We wanted to get a house. We had cars, the kids. And every year we'd plan. Our sole plan was, where are we going to go on our summer holidays? And we knew no different. Is that bad grammar? Did I say that wrong? But we were just drifting, and we knew no different. And it was because of that then that it was quite a happy lifestyle, but at the same time we were just living that party lifestyle from one weekend to another. And change was to come in the most unexpected way. And it was when Amanda was introduced to a network marketing company called Forever Living, just purely to buy products for her salon. But what they did was they opened us up to what you would call mindfulness. We had never heard or seen of this before. And they opened us up to concepts like, you can choose the life that you want to have. If it's to be, it's up to me. Goal set. Set a goal and go for it. These are things that probably you've heard quite often now, but 10 years ago, 11 years ago, it was complete news to us. And we started to do it. And that shift in our thinking started to change the life that we were living. And it was because of that after 17 years of leaving my paintbrushes behind, that the creative door opened again. And after 17 years again, completely by accident, while I was on holidays with the kids, I started to paint again. And it was like finding a lost child. It was like the joy that I felt to be back creating paintings again was just amazing. And suddenly, a dream that had long been forgotten started to become an ember of hope again. And then the second change came into our life. And God walked into it. And He said we were ready. And we found our faith again. And that gave us a deeper meaning and joy to our life that changed everything again. Now, I painted for about 3 or 4 years, and eventually my wife turned around to me and said, "What are you going to do with these? People need to see this. The world needs to see your work." So I started to put my paintings on the railings in Stephen's Green, as I had no clue what to do. I sent my paintings to galleries, took quite a lot of rejections, took quite a lot of knockbacks, and those seeds of doubt were all still there again. And it was, you cannot be an artist. You're a manager of a security firm. You cannot be an artist because you didn't go to college. You cannot be an artist because you have no letters after your name to say that. But I had a lady that wouldn't listen to that either. And she gave me that support. She was that cheerleader that I didn't have when I was 19 years of age. And stepping forward, and whenever I step forward, Amanda's 2 hands are firmly on my back pushing me. In 2018, I had my first solo art exhibition. And for the first time in my life, I could comfortably call myself an artist. And a dream that I had been dreaming for so many years finally became a reality. And there's a saying I heard, actually came from the beautiful Nicola Connolly down the end of the room there, and her husband Neil. And it's a Wayne Dwyer saying, "Don't die with your music still inside you." And it is such a beautiful quote that means so much to me. Because sometimes when we have a dream, we have to grow first to grow into that dream before it can become a reality. Thank you so much.